Okay guys, just going to show you my latest little pickup action figure. It's of John Connor from a third party company called, I think they're called GCL or something, GCL Toys. And yeah, as I say, it's like a third party company, produce various figures and all that, mostly like to complete lines that Hot Toys have like neglected and stuff like that. They've done stuff for like X-Men. I think they've done Professor Magneto. He's probably one of their most well-known figures. And here they've made a John Connor from T2, Edward Furlong, of course. As you can see, it's still got the plastic outer wrapping on it. So as I say, I just got this today. So it's my first figure of the year. And yeah, hopefully it's going to complement my T2 figures, which I've got a few now from Hot Toys and all that. So yeah, let's get it open and just have a quick once over the figure and all that. Check out the articulation, the head sculpt, all those other fun things. So I just got the plastic wrapping off, and I'll just give you a quick rundown of the dimensions of the box, because I know space is one of the priorities of a lot of collectors. So it's 37 centimeters in length, it's 15.5 in width, and it's 7.5 in depth. So yeah, quite a compact package. It's obviously more long than it is wide, and but yeah, it is quite a compact package, as I say, and you should be able to sort of like squeeze it in wherever you're keeping your boxes and stuff like that. So yeah, not a massive box. Quite long, but quite slender and all that. So okay, so you can see it's like shoebox design, and with the standard foam. And here's the figure. She's already it looks like they come detached and all that. I don't know if they've fallen off in the box or whatever. So there's the figure anyway. Quite a good likeness, I think you'll agree, to Edward Furlong. You know, not spot on and all that, but certainly you can see the likeness. And look, clothing is nice, nicely textured, not too thick. Obviously the Public Enemy t-shirt and the like stonewashed ripped jeans, still pretty nice. The size of the figure will be interesting compared to like Arnie and all that. I'll set that up near the end of the video to demonstrate the scale differences and all that. So also get his little backpack. Not sure how accurate that is to the film, but yeah, it looks nice enough anyway. Set of feet. You get the boots anyway. Like that sort of hand. Trigger hand, which is interesting because like another sort of like relaxed almost trigger finger hand, which is interesting because and two relaxed hands on it, a little watch on his wrist as well, because in the film John Connor actually note the fact that he doesn't actually fire any weapon in Terminator 2. He does handle weapons, he reloads weapons and gives them to Sarah Connor and the Terminator, but he doesn't actually fire any weapon himself. That's something to do with James Cameron was against the idea of a kid firing a weapon. It's not that, thought it'd be too violent, so fair enough. And then you just get this little kind of like cheap ass looking endo arm, but that's kind of like nice sort of thing. It's obviously the representation of the endo arm in T2. When they go to Cyberdyne and all that, they've got obviously they've rescued it from what remained of the Terminator in T1, and then that's how the story goes. How they were able to get the chip that was which was at the heart of the Terminator, and yeah, so and that started sort of like going down the road of going to Judgment Day and all that. But that's cool enough. I think it's got a little, yeah, it's got a little light up feature there. The blue neon light, almost look-alike. So that's nice enough. It looks cheap-ass and all that. It's plastic and all that, but you know, it would complement a display and all that, and it's a nice little touch as well. Like, they didn't need to add such a thing to this release, so it's better to have it than not. So that's cool. So I'll just set him up real quick, and yeah, I really do. I'm digging that head sculpt, really. Certainly see the likeness to Edward Furlong. It looks set to become like quite a big star after T1 Terminator 2, but it didn't really happen for him. But I think he's still starring in movies to this day. So yeah, some people are like mixed on his performance in T2. They're like a bit whiny, annoying, and all that. But I still think he's the best interpretation of John Connor to date. We had Christian Bale, of course, and then in the latest movie Genesis. I didn't really think too much of it. You know, you could conceivably see him as being the head of the, the resistance and all that in the future war, I guess. His Public Enemy shirt. So, sign of the times. So yeah, I'll just set him up briefly and get my other Terminator figures, see how he acts and all that. Because yeah, it was very unlikely that Hot Toys were going to release this figure. So as I say, CGL, or whatever they're called, CGL Toys, they're one of these many third-party companies now. There's a lot springing up in the 1/3, 1/6 scale rather, and yeah, they're filling in all these holes in licenses that bigger companies have left. Hot Toys being one of them, of course. So yeah, let me just get my other figures down. Okay guys, so I've just put the boots on, which are really loose actually, and they just about barely go on, you know, and there's not a lot keeping them on there, so you might want to consider like a little dab of glue to keep them attached there, because I can see them coming off quite a bit. You know, if you're not posing it a lot, then it won't make a lot of difference, but the articulation in the leg as well is quite loose, so you know, once you get him in a pose, he's okay. The whole body is a little bit loose actually, and it's obviously going to be you know, a real pain to get accessories for this guy, because the vast majority of 1/6 figures are obviously of either adult males or adult females. So this is like a child sort of body. I don't know how old Edward Furlong was at the time of making T1, maybe 12 or 13, but he was quite a small 12 or 13 year old, so it's more like a 10 or 11 year old body, I guess. He obviously looked like quite tiny. I suppose most people would up against Arnie and all that. But yeah, so it's quite a loose body, and those boots, you know, they're going to be coming off quite readily unless you do like apply a bit of. You don't want to break any parts either, because they're obviously smaller foot pegs than the standard. So if you break them, you're going to be a bit screwed. So yeah, just be careful with the body, guys. But yeah, it's quite a flimsy body, and it's as light as anything. It weighs hardly anything at all, certainly compared to most 1/6 figures. So yeah, just a little advisory note there. So let's get the other figures down. Okay, so here he is up against still a really nice figure, that one. I call it the T2 Galleria Hot Toys figure. It's the MMS version that they released. And yeah, really nice figure, holding the flower box and all that. So there's the scale difference, which I think is quite about good. It just comes up to like chest sort of like level and all that. I'm not sure what the height difference was exactly, but you know, it certainly does look like a kid compared to a fully grown man and all that. So you know, that's quite a good representation. Obviously, just where the Terminator meets John Connor in the Galleria and all that. Okay, so that's just a little recreation of that scene when the John Connor and the T800 and the T1000 meet up. John Connor in the middle. Okay, so that's just the T1000 again. John Connor. Just about to put the finger spike through his head, I guess, or something like that. So yeah, nice. Here's on the Harley, obviously in the iconic bike chase scene. It's not too easy to pose him up like that, and it doesn't look all that convincing, so maybe you'd want to go for a different pose or something like that. I'm using a Testis Harley, so I know there's other bikes available that can do the same sort of job, but yeah, that's just a basic look at that, so that's pretty neat. Okay, and that's just the figure stood next to Sarah Connor, his mom, and yeah, looks pretty neat. Still really great figures by Hot Toys. I mean, I think their T2 line, the original figures came out about 5 years ago, something like that, about 2011. So about 6 years ago. So yeah, I think this figure cost me about £80 or something like that. It wasn't, don't think it was over £100. I got it from a KG Hobby. Had it on pre-order for about since about July or something like that, maybe a little bit earlier. So yeah, a week to get delivered, which isn't bad at all. Okay guys, so I'll just wrap up now, and that's just the figure with my other T2 figures. And yeah, I think it really complements the T2 line of Hot Toys figures. You know, very unlikely that we were ever going to get a John Connor figure from Hot Toys. You know, it might have happened, but you know, I very much doubt it. I very much doubt we'll get any more Terminator figures, full stop, actually, from Hot Toys at any rate. You know, Genesis didn't go down too well and all that, so we'll probably still get the Endo from them, from Genesis, but you know, I don't think. I'd rather a 1/6 T800 Endo skeleton from T1, or a Battle Damage T2 version or whatever. So yeah, I think this is your best option at the moment, and kind of like fills that missing link of T2 figures. Obviously we had Sarah Connor, Terminator, T1000, and now you've got your John Connor. So yeah, GCL toys, probably see these popping up on eBay as they're released now. I got this guy from KG Hobby, as I said, and yeah, I'm not sure if he's got any left at the moment. I got it on a pre-order. Had it on pre-order for about 8 or 9 months now, so yeah, you do have to wait for these things to be released and all that, and sometimes you kind of like forget that you've even ordered them, sort of thing, and then you suddenly get an email out of the blue from KG, or orders ready to be shipped and all that. So yeah, it's quite kind of like a pleasant surprise, and it took a week to get here from China or Hong Kong. So yeah, thanks for viewing that, guys, and yeah, if you want the figure, then yeah, go ahead. Yeah, why not? Okay, cheers guys. Yeah, just the thing about the boots are a bit sloppily done and all that. The pegs are a pain in the arse and all that. A little dab of glue maybe if you want the boots to stay on a little bit better, but if you're just going to pose it, not any detail behind glass, then unless you live in like an earthquake prone area or something like that, the figure is probably, it does like stand on its own pretty well and all that. It's just the boots do come off real easy. So yeah, thanks for watching that, guys, and stay tuned for my next review. It should be of the VTS Judge Dredd cop, Judge Anderson. That was released like last week and all that, in KG Hobby again. Purchased that from KG Hobby. Had that on pre-order since November, actually. Not November last year, but the year before it, November 2015. But yeah, it's finally been released and all that. Judge Anderson figure from Dredd. So yeah, that should be cool. And got no Hot Toys on pre-order or anything like that. Probably my next Hot Toys figure that I'm going to get is Ripley, and don't know when that's going to be released. So yeah, thanks for watching that, guys, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed the review.